Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung-on barrel. Get out to right field. Bye-bye, baseball.
That baby is long gone.
One second. There we go. All right, cool. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, the Philadelphia 70 Tankers are back on tonight. To tank or not to tank? That is the question. Do we try to go for Ace Bailey and Cooper Flagg, or a top-tier pick? Or do the Sixers say, you know what? No Joel Embiid, no problem. We got enough. Let's try to go for a let's try to get that 10 seed and see what we can do with that. What are the Philadelphia 76ers going to do is the question down below. Good evening, everybody. Welcome on in. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icons. You know, I'm really proud of myself tonight because for a very long time, right, I had a little lamp light that was over here. I know that you can't see like where over here is, but it was over towards my right side. And then I got like this like bigger lamp, but I realized, you know, I have some shadows on this right side, and I don't know what the problem is. And I finally fixed the problem. Let's go. Let's go. The Tankers are back. The Tankers are back, folks. It is time to go back to trusting the process. I say that jokingly, but in some ways, it kind of is where we're at. Bonkers of a season, a team that was supposed to be a championship level of a contender, and they're at the bottom of the barrel, folks. So they lost yesterday to the Portland Trail Blazers. Let's actually do this right now. Okay, so let's actually dissect what's going on. Okay, where is tankathon.com? There it is. All right. So right now, the Philadelphia 76ers, if you look at their record, let's reset it here. The 76ers right now are currently tied for 7th in the final 7 spots. So they are 23rd in the NBA. Okay? If they lose tonight, they may increase their odds. We have to take a look at other things to come. But let's get into the starting lineup for tonight's game. We will do that right now. So again, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icons too, and that way you'll know when we go live. Let's thank the tank. I like the sound of that, hardcore. I like the sound of that a lot. Yes, I do. The Tankers. The Philadelphia 70 Tankers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's try to get a top pick, get an asset, and try to see if we can get a top-tier talented player. Andre Drummond will tip things off for the Sixers, and they're going to say that he jumped a little bit too early, and it'll be Minnesota basketball. Sixers taking on the T-Wolves tonight at the Target Center. Sixers have Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre Jr., Paul George, Andre Drummond, and guerschon Yabusele out there as their starting five. No Tyrese Maxey in this game. And for the T-Wolves, they got Edwards. That's Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid. So that is their starting five. Here's Julius Randle, who dumps it back off over to Mike Conley. Naz Reid for a tray, can't get it. Offensive rebound by Mike Conley. Again, Edwards with a step-back three-pointer. It's a little bit short. Andre Drummond comes up with the miss. Now, the Timberwolves are probably trying to contend for a top spot in the NBA Western Conference. Here's Oubre on the drive to the basket. He puts it up, and he puts it on in. All right, so that makes it 2-0. 2-0 Philadelphia. To tank or not to tank? What are your thoughts? What was Axie's diagnosis from his fall? He's just going to be out for a couple of days. They said that you shouldn't really worry about it. Andre Drummond has been rebounding the basketball for the Sixers very, very well ever since things have started to happen, which is really weird. Find that odd. Here's a little three-pointer by Yabusele. He can't put it in. And a long rebound by Mike Conley. So far, I'm surprised at the score. It's already 2-0 Sixers. And just like that, we have a drive to the basket by Randle as he puts it up, and he's fouled. All right, so what's going on here, man? Why is this not showing on up? Oh, that's why, because there's an advertisement here. No. Let's go back to this. Hold up. 1 second. Bear with me. I apologize. Let me refresh this page. Is it going to come up now? First foul shot. It is up and in. What's going on? Why is this not showing on up? This is annoying me. I'm sure that we'll figure it out. Foul shot number 2. That one is good as well. Oh, that's why I got to go to Google. I knew there was something that was wrong. Okay, I understand what I got to do now. All right, so Sixers and T-Wolves already tied 2-2. Apologize about that. Let's try to do this again. Oh, no, that's not what we want. Where is it? Copy, paste. Is it going to work? Yes. Okay, we did it. Sixers come away with a steal. Quentin Grimes over on the perimeter. Tries to dribble down low all over Mike Conley. Spins, tries to go to the basket. Lays it up and lays it in, and that makes it 4-2 Philadelphia. Already 2 minutes underway. Take your time. Just hurry up. There we go. Nice. You're holding your breath. Here's a little floater that's up and in by Mike Conley Jr. as well. Take your time, just hurry up. That is like the most oxymoron type of a thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I've never heard that before. George with a step back baseline. Paul George, he just knocked that one down and makes it a 6-4 ball game. Edwards over at the elbow, tries to go for a 2, and he banked it in. Anthony Edwards, they call him the Ant-Man, and that's why. He's a very, very good player and has a lot of skills. Grimes over at the top of the key will dump it back off over to Paul George. George has been coming up big over the last couple of games, and he doesn't come up big there as he misses a 3 from the top of the perimeter. And about 3 minutes underway into this first quarter, Naz Reid, as far as the eye can see, puts up a 3. Yes! And Minnesota's back out in front by 3. Naz Reid, you got to watch out for him as a three-point shooter if you're the Philadelphia 76ers and you want to play defense, because he can make wide-open shots. He's really tall. Grimes gets the dribble handoff from Andre Drummond, and they pass it back outside over to Kelly Oubre, who goes towards the baseline. The floater's up. It's no good. Drummond, it looked like he got fouled. The whistles remain silent, and the rebound goes to Minnesota. Edwards on the perimeter, swings it over to Conley, the veteran, for a tray. Too much mustard on that one. And Andre Drummond crashes the glass and comes up with his miss. So we've played about 4 minutes in this first quarter so far. George has made a bucket. Grimes has made a bucket. Grimes with another bucket as he puts it up, and he puts it in. It hit the back iron, and then it just took a little high arcing shot over towards the front of the rim, and it still went in. The weirdest bounce. Sixers don't usually get weird bounces to go their ways. But regardless, 9-9. Quentin Grimes goes down, and we have an offensive foul called on Minnesota. Grimes is like, let me stop the tank. Stop the tank. Hold the horses. You know, the Flyers were down 3-0, and they made it a 4-2 game. Oubre will dump it back off over to Paul George. George wants to cross over at the top of the key. Goes over towards the foul line. Looks to pass it out over to yabusele, who saves it from going out of bounds. Grimes for a three-pointer. It's no good. Drummond tips up the rebound and gets it all by himself. There were about 4 Timberwolves that were in his way, and he is fouled hard by Anthony Edwards. So the Sixers, as of now, have a 34.5% chance of getting a top 4 pick, and they have an 8.2% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick. That still is a chance. Bilbo, what's going on, Bilbo? How are ya? Yabusele on the drive to the basket, puts up a little floater, can't get it, and it's rebounded by Minnesota. Edwards on the perimeter again, over on the near corner, will bounce it inside to Julius Randle, who goes up with a little skyhook, and the shot goes up, and the refs say play on. Randle cries wolf to the refs, and the Sixers get back out there on offense. Oubre almost turned it over. Yabusele tries to save it, and it goes out of bounds. So it was Kelly Oubre who got the ball. He went down low over towards the baseline, and he got the ball not loose, and Oubre touched it, and then Yabusele tried to save it, and it went out of bounds. Timeout taken already with 9-9 game and 6 minutes and 57 seconds to go in quarter number 1. All right, guys, the 70 Tankers are back. They are back. All right, let's go to our pregame show thing. You know, I've missed the Philadelphia 70 Tankers, man. I really have. It has been like 8 years since we've been through this process. I've missed them so much. And I'm just joking when I say that. Have I really missed bad basketball, folks? Not really. Bilbo Swaggins, I love all my Philly teams. Dude, isn't that such a great name? That really is. I think that my man should win an award for that, for just that name. I think it's really beautiful. Anyhow, so here's the question that I have for you guys, folks. Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg? Just pick one. Pick one. If you were to pick between the two, Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg? Neither, JJ. We're not going to get neither. Well, you know what? I'm trying to be optimistic today. Don't ruin my vibe. Just kidding. But seriously. Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg? If the Sixers are down by 10 at the half, I win $200. We want you to win money. That's why we do this. That's part of the reason why we do this, guys, because we get to see who wins money and who loses money as we do this. I'm not even joking. Like, it sounds funny, but that's honestly part of the reason why we have an audience on here. Don't tell the NBA JJ is a bad MFer. Just kidding. And the Phillies freaks have 76ers. Shh. The silencer. Somebody said that I was tired before at the end. JJ, you sound so tired. I'm not tired. Are you kidding me? I'm kidding. But still. Was I a little bit tired at the end? That was a boring game, not going to lie. That was a 12-3 game. Ew. Game was over by like the third inning. I actually had a feeling, though, that the Phillies were actually going to put up some more runs in that ninth inning, though. Grab your popcorn, sit back and relax, and enjoy the tank. Enjoy the tankathon. Let's go. 9-9 as we are back into the swing of things. And the Timberwolves will swing it around the timeline. That's not baseball, JJ. Say the Minnesota Twins, even though they play at the Target Center. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Come on. All right, Sixers ball. 9-9, 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in quarter number one. Oubre on the drive to the basket, slices and dices towards the basket and lays it in. Sixers, they lead it by 2 points. 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in quarter number one. So Oubre has been doing a very good job this season, averaging over 20 points over his last couple of weeks. And there's Edwards, who tries to buzz his way in towards the baseline. He puts up a runner. He's fouled by Andre Drummond. Gabriel Stokes for stroking the three. Let's go. My man is the MVP. He gave us 8 subscribers the other night. 8 subscribers the other night, man. This guy is a legend. This guy is a tank himself. What do him and the Sixers have in common? The Sixers are tanking. All right, the free throw that's up by Minnesota is good, and that makes it 11-10. Philadelphia leads it by 1. Oubre with a nice pass to Yabusele. Tried to throw down the rim, and it goes all the way over towards the half-court marker. Grimes saves it, and he gives it up over to Kelly Oubre Jr. for a three-pointer. No. Sixers trying to fight for a rebound. Edwards will reset it, and he'll dump it off over to Jaden McDaniels. All right, here comes Julius Randle downhill like a locomotive, and he'll try to pass it back outside on the near corner. That is going to be a foul called, I believe, on the Sixers. Why is this not set up properly? Is this better? I think that this is better. Gabriel Stokes, thank you for the support. Absolutely. We appreciate you specifically for all of your hard work on here, man. Seriously. Here's a little floater that is up and no good by Edwards, but he is fouled. Where is the scores? There they are. So other games going on right now. The Bulls lead it by 6 against the Cavaliers. If the Sixers do want to win, they got to get to the 10 seed, and the team that does have the 10 seed right now is the Chicago Bulls. They're 24-37. Now, the Nets also play at 8:30 tonight. Other than that, there's nothing too much else to talk about. Now, the Raptors are actually down by 5. We're rooting for the Toronto Raptors to beat the Magic. Sorry, Jane. I'm sorry. But that's how it goes. When you're trying to get a top pick. Grimes for a three-pointer, no good. So Edwards did make both free throws, and they lead at 12-11. Grimes trying to be aggressive as the Sixers get an offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Ant-Man. George with 2 points, Oubre with 4, and Grimes with 5. Oubre, 29 years old. He'll be 30 in December, averaging about 15 points per game, and also 6.5 rebounds per game as well. The foul shot by Grimes, and he ties this baby up at 12 apiece. We have 5.5 minutes to go in quarter number one. Lonnie Walker IV, Mr. Pennsylvania Basketball, former Mr. Pennsylvania Basketball, is going to come back into the game. It was back in, 2016? He was drafted back in the 2017 draft by the Spurs. He was playing overseas and is back in the NBA. Sixers got him to a 2-year, $3 million contract. Second free throw by Grimes. The chimes in the chat.
Excellent.
And the Sixers take the lead. Dude, my rhymes have been great. Rhymes with the chimes and Quentin Grimes. Dante DiVincenzo will swing it outside over to Anthony Edwards. And here comes a three-pointer that's blocked by Paul George. George with the rejection. And we do have a foul called. It's a very, very late whistle. And George is shaking his head. Nick Nurse, his face is getting red hot. He's crying wolf to the refs. And he doesn't understand where that foul was. I mean, was there any sort of pushing on the rebound? Oh, my gosh, he was fouled. Refs are like, you know what, we're going to help you, Tank, too. You guys are actually, you should be on our side, Nick Nurse. That's what they're saying. Phillies Bell and Quentin Grimes. I love those emotes. We got 16 people tuning on in. Hit that thumbs up button. What got you into basketball? Let us know down below. George will try to tip it off over Jaden McDaniels, and Adem Bona gains possession. George loses the ball. It's intercepted by Naz Reid. Here he comes, off to the races. Reid gets it on the perimeter. It's actually Dante DiVincenzo who gets it. They'll give it back to Reid, and Reid's going to try to go towards the basket. He spins, he turns, he goes up with a floater inside. No good. Adem Bona boxing out his defender, Jaden McDaniels. Here's George over to Lonnie Walker, who tries to size up his defender. Killed the bucket and a foul. He was able to try to penetrate some contact from Naz Reid as he leaned right into his shoulder, and he'll head to the line to try to make it a 2-possession lead. Fun tanking facts for JJ. Tank classification is a taxonomy of identifying either the intended role or weight class of tanks. What type of Sixers tank are we drinking today? I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know. We should have gas tank emojis. Gas tank emotes. We need more fuel, baby. Walker is at the line for one more. He puts it up and puts it in. It's Dr. J's fault, says Hardcore. Yeah, well, it's actually the Sixers' fault for bringing Dr. J out there to try to recruit Paul George for all that money. Edwards on the drive to the basket, and we have a foul called. It was just a lot of money to pay Paul George, man. It really was. I knew that you were going to have to overpay to get him, but between Embiid not being able to stay healthy and getting that type of a contract, I mean, this was, to be fair, some of this was just the worst luck that they had this year because of injuries. And I'm not like trying to excuse them, but they should have never paid all of that money to Embiid. They extended him knowing he was hurt. And then on top of that, the icing of the cake was this. Was the contract that they gave to Paul George. Second foul shot is good by Ant-Man. So he knocks down both free throws. 6 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist so far. Wait, JJ, I meant it's Dr. J's fault. I got interested in basketball. oh gosh. Okay. I got you. Everything's Dr. J's fault. All right. And there's a shot that goes up, and we have a foul called. You're good. You're good. It's Dr. J's fault. It's Dr. J's fault that he's so good at basketball. And that he's... Can we say that Dr. J is the face of the Sixers? Or is it Allen Iverson? Or Will Chamberlain? Who is the face of the Philadelphia 76ers franchise? I think low-key it is Dr. J, and that's like no disrespect to AI. But Dr. J won them the chip, man. Wilt Chamberlain, though, is pretty close. Foul shot number 2, no good. Dante DiVincenzo gets the rebound. I wish I could say number 21, but I just can't because he hasn't had the help, and the Sixers haven't built the right team around him, and they had so many opportunities. And we have a turnover taken as Minnesota lost the basketball. 29 more subs for us to get to 4,900. Lonnie Walker, the fourth, has the rock. He penetrates over towards the right side, puts up a tray, and connects. Lonnie Walker, the fourth, with his 4-3 in his last couple of days. Oubre tried to get the ball before it went out of bounds off of a little pick, and just couldn't get it, so it's still Minnesota ball. They'll inbound it over from the Sixers bench. There's Chris Finch over on the sideline. Here's Julius Randle going over towards the rim, and he's fouled by Walker, the fourth. That was a mismatch. That was some cheese, as Chris Smooth would say. That's some cheese, he would say. Randle still has the handles, man. Wonder if the Knicks miss him now. Wilt was a ladies' man. JJ, I was at the famous Rock the Baby to Sleep dunk game as a kid. See, I don't even know what that is, man. I don't even know what that is. I gotta do my research on that, dude. I do. I'll have to. We're gonna look this up, man. It was a game. We'll talk a little bit more about it, and we'll explore this. Rock the Baby dunk contest. The and one by Minnesota is good. The Rock the Baby cradle dunk. Huh. That's crazy. I'll have to do my research, man. 20-17. I wrote that down in my notes. Sixers got to play defense as Randle tries to go towards the rim. He has to pass it back outside, and there's a floater that's good to make it 20-19. It looks like. Yes, it is. Sixers are 7 for 16 shooting-wise today. The Timberwolves are 5 for 11. George throws it away. He was tripping and lost his balance and tried to throw a rocket over to Yabusele, but butterfingers. And we have a timeout taken with 2:42 to go. All right, let's look this up. But before we actually do that, guys, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button as well. We are trying to get to 5K for opening day. That's what we're trying to do for MLB opening day, for Phillies opening day, that is. That is March 27th. It is 23 days away, man. 23 days away. We're trying to get to 5K before then. This date in history. That was on January 5th, 1983. Julius Erving threw down his signature Rock the Baby dunk over Michael Cooper and the Los Angeles Lakers. I got to put this on. I got to see it for myself. I got to wait until the ad's over. We got 10 seconds. A good hardcore put it in the chat. I just found it. Whew. Okay, I've seen highlights of it. I didn't know that was called his Rock the Baby dunk. I did not know that. But that is one of the best dunks of all time. Yes, that was a signature dunk. 10 combined turnovers to 12 combined made field goals so far in this game, says Sam DiGiovanni. Jorge, what's up? You still have the ticket stub? Really? That's cool. I've been trying to save mine, man. Even with the digital tickets now, I really try to make sure that I save that I take a screenshot of those and I print them out, because some of those things are really cool. Like Joel Embiid's 70-point game, I'm pretty sure I do have the ticket for that and that I printed it out. I probably should double check that, but that was really sick. I'm fine, JJ. I'm here to support the 76ers. To tank or not to tank is the question, Jorge. Yes, you are here to support the 76ers, but you're also here to support me too, because we support the Sixers, even if we don't see eye to eye on things. Going to the stone. Wait, hold up. What's that emoji? Is that the Stone Age? Wait, hold up. Why don't I get it? Rockabye the baby. Dante DiVincenzo tries to go up with a three-pointer as we resume action, and Paul George snags his miss. A rock. I get it now. Here's another three by Walker, and he can't hit it from downtown. Sixers have a small lineup. They got Jeff Doughton Jr., they got Jared Butler, they got Quentin Grimes, Paul George, and guerschon Yabusele. Grimes coming away with a steal, and he saves it from going out of bounds as he tips it over to guerschon Yabusele, and Jeff Doughton Jr. in no particular hurry right now. Doughton will try to go down low, and he's fouled on the floor. 17 concurrent viewers, 17 likes. Philly faithful, we love you. Absolutely love you. Grimes did a good job saving that thing, man. He did, and almost collided with one of the fans in the first row. Thought you wanted to stone the babies. We have some free throws coming up for Jeff Doughton Jr., and he misses the first one. Got to see this guy in the G League last year, along with Ricky Council IV and Terquavion Smith. Where's Terquavion Smith now? Anybody know? The foul shot, the second one, it's off the mark. Hits off the front iron and dribbles out towards the right side. 20 points for the Sixers and just 19 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Randall with the handles over on the perimeter. He's looking to dump it off over to DiVincenzo. And instead, he'll give it back, and there's a shot that goes up, and the shot clock was winding down, and it went all the way to 0, so the shot won't count, and the Sixers get their first shot clock violation on defense in 3 games. Rockabye, baby, rockabye. I'm gonna rock you. Jeff Doughton Jr. over on the perimeter will try to dump it off over to Paul George, who's at the baseline. George steps back. He spins around, puts up a 2. It was highly contested, and DiVincenzo comes up with his miss. Dante DiVincenzo, former Golden State Warrior player, also a former Knick as well. A drive to the basket by Randall from the other former Knick, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. Julius Randle is going to go to the line for 2 free throws, I believe. Nope, they do count the bucket. It looked like that the refs said wave it off, and they did. Okay. According to ESPN, they said that they counted it, and now they waved it off. There we go. Flyers are getting stomped on. Yeah, well, it was 3-0, then they made it, 4-2, and now it's 5-2 Calgary Flames. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Randall is at the charity stripe. He'll look to tie the game, and he does. Swish goes the basketball. What are some other scores? Rockets are down 90-76 to the Pacers with 2:09 to go in the third quarter. We're rooting for the Toronto Raptors to beat the Magic. It's 62-60 in the third quarter. The foul shot by Randall, it's up and in to make it 21-20. Doughton will dump it off over to Quentin Grimes, who goes around the timeline, dribbles towards the baseline now, dribbles with the left hand, takes it over towards the cup, and lays it in. Quentin Grimes able to shine on all cylinders on offense and defense. A wide open three by Minnesota, and that's way too strong from the far corner. Grimes zigzagging into the lane. He'll kick it back outside over to Justin Edwards. Sorry, that's Lonnie Walker. And Grimes puts up another three-pointer, and the rebound is taken by Minnesota again. They have just been crushing the Sixers on the glass. 22-21, Philadelphia. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Nico Alexander-Walker giving it back to DiVincenzo for a three-pointer. Bang! Dante DiVincenzo from the far wing. Walker with a half-court prayer. Way too strong, and that'll wrap up quarter number 1. 24-22 is the score for Minnesota. Oh, Jane, you probably missed it because we probably had an ad. I said, Jane, you're probably not going to like us today, but we need the Raptors to win if we want to try to continue to increase our odds to get a top-tier pick, because the Raptors are now in our way. Yeah, I know. You probably didn't like that. But, hey, guess what? I understand that Jalen Suggs is out for the rest of the year. That's tough. It is. But, you know, we got to be friends. We can't always agree on things, but we got to be friends. Oh, okay, no problem. Wait. Who's rooting for the Raptors to beat the Magic? That was a tank crank. Yeah, we got to increase our odds, man. The Magic, let's see where the Magic are. The Magic are still in this play-in tournament. So, like, what are they going to have to lose? Oh, they're half a game above Atlanta, and they're 1 game behind Miami. They're stuck in this play-in tournament, man. There's no way, no how that they're going to get in as a 6 seed. They're not. Because they're 6 games back of Detroit. So what's the point of them winning these games, honestly? I mean, don't tell the coach that I said that. Don't tell Jamal Mosley or J.B. Bickerstaff. Who's their coach? J.B. Bickerstaff? Is that who it is? Where did Jamal Mosley go? I should know these things. Jamal Mosley. Is he the coach of the Magic? He is. He's the head coach of the Magic. J.B. Bickerstaff is where? Detroit? J.B. Bickerstaff. He was on Cleveland, and then they got, what's his name, from the Nets. J.B. Bickerstaff is the coach of the Pistons. And then Monty Williams, he was on the Pistons. Where did he go? Monty Williams is a free agent. Okay. Suggs was getting to his best before he got injured. I know. And then shout out to Kyrie Irving, man. Like, prayers for Kyrie, dude. Seriously. That sucks. That really sucks. You know, we can talk about the trade for Luka Doncic, or trading away Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, but losing Kyrie Irving, I mean, injuries just happen, but that sucks. Sixers try to inbound it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Grimes will inbound it again. Second try, it's a charm. Andre Drummond will hand it off over to Kelly Oubre Jr. Tries to slice and dice towards the rim. Drummond tries to get the rebound. It's last touch by Minnesota, and still Sixers basketball. Sixers are currently tied with the Brooklyn Nets. They are 2.5 games behind the Bulls for the 10 seed. Grimes with a baseline J. Gets it and rattles it home. They were contenders. Oh no, we suck again. Here's Nico Alexander-Walker for a wide open 3. The basketball gods say no. And Grimes comes away with another rebound for Philadelphia. Grimes parts the Red Sea. Tries to put it up and in, and it gets rejected. Man, oh man. Nickel Alexander-Walker back outside to Conley for a three, and he backpedaled because he knew it was good as gold. Mike Conley, this guy has been in the league for almost a century, it feels like. He's been in the league for quite some time. Remember the good old days when he was on Memphis. Here's a little pickpocket by Nickel Alexander-Walker as he goes towards the rim, gets past Walker, and makes the layup. So a nice play by him. Nickel Alexander-Walker makes it a 5-point lead, 29-24. All right, and there's a shot that goes up, and that is good by Philadelphia as they cut the deficit from 5 to 3. Reed on a drive to the basket. He'll hand it off, and the floater is no good by Nickel Alexander-Walker. Another rebound by Minnesota. Naz Reid wide open for a tray. And Lonnie Walker IV says, give me the ball. And he gets the ball on the rebound. 2 for 10. That's what the Sixers are shooting from beyond the arc today. Minnesota, not much better. They're 3 for 11. Council for a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. He had a long time to shoot it and still could not make it. He was wide open, crystal clear, and just could not knock down the tray. Alexander Walker swings it towards the near corner to Conley over at the three-point line. He'll drive it towards the paint. He kicks it out. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. A wide open three. Bullseye! Nickel Alexander Walker makes his first tray today. Give him 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists as well. Walker kicks it out to Council. And Grimes wants control of the rock, and he does get it. Grimes to Council. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Council lost the ball, gets his dribble back, spins, turns, goes up with a turnaround J, and he can't hit it. That would have been an acrobatic shot. Another drive by Shannon this time, and Shannon able to hit the deuce. And an 8-point lead for Minnesota. Terrence Shannon Jr. is all fired up as he high-fives Ant-Man over on the sidelines. And it's an 8-point game with 9:03 to go in the first half. See, now I see the problem, right? So I put the light over here, but now I'm not getting enough light over here. So that's what happens when you sacrifice some light. But guess what? I know I can always plug in that extra lamp, and I probably will. But why am I complaining about this? I'm not. I'm just saying that it's a little bit different. Calgary leads it 5-2 against the Flyers. That stinks. It's not what we want. Did Michkov score a goal today? Let's double check. We are actually doing the Flyers game next Tuesday. Next Tuesday night, there is no Sixers ball. Noah Cates and Kuzmenko actually got goals. Okay. But yeah. Who's out there? Cates, Drysdale, Forrester, Brink, and Tippett. And for the Flames, it is a power play for the Philadelphia Flyers. It's 5-on-4. Okay. We're getting closer, folks. We are. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We need 29 more subscribers to get us to 4,900 and continue to help us get on the road to 5K before opening day. It's great. I don't know, man. Bailey or Flag? Heads or tails? Heads for Bailey. Heads for Bailey. Where is it? Right there. Tails for Flag. Let's see if we do this correct. I missed where it landed. God damn it. Where did it go? That was stupid. Where did it go? I lost it. Don't tell me it went in my water. No, it didn't. That was so stupid. I gotta find it. Oh, darn it. Now we'll never know. That's beautiful. I'll have to cut that for the bloopers. We'll find it. Heads for Bailey, tails. Oh, wait. Hold up. There it is. It was tails for Flag. We found it. I guess so did the Sixers. We found it. It is tails for Cooper Flag. Capture the flag, baby. Capture Cooper Flag. Can we talk about something? Why is Paul George playing? I mean, why? Why is he playing? What's the point? Are they trying to up his stock or something? I don't know. Like, what? Why are we playing? Why are we playing Paul George, guys? Edwards at the line for one more, makes it and count it. 37-26. Philadelphia trails by 11. Speaking of 11, Quentin Grimes is 11 points so far. Still out there. Oubre gets a wide open three-pointer, not able to fall. And Conley comes away with a rebound. Alexander Walker gives it back over to Anthony Edwards. Conley on the perimeter swings it outside to Naz Reid. George tries to deflect it out of his hands. Edwards on the three-point line puts up a three-pointer, and it's rebounded by Jared Butler. Butler, alley-oop pass to Oubre, and he throws it down. Nice. 37-28. Sixers down by 9 with about 8 minutes to go in quarter number 2. A catch-and-shoot three by Naz Reid. Ew, we got it. From the far corner, Reid with a little snarl on his face. And he makes it a 12-point lead. Sixers cut it back to a 10-point deficit as Jared Butler hits a layup with the underhand on the right side of the line. Reid penetrating, passes it back outside, and there's another wide open corner three. That's up and in by Jaden McDaniels. So they go back-to-back on the corner threes, and the Sixers get it. Yabusele will try to go downhill, gets it blocked by Naz Reid, and it goes out of bounds. And Naz Reid causes Minnesota to get the ball back. Why are we playing Paul George, folks? Do we have an answer down below? Why is Paul George playing? Please tell us. If you're on Twitch, welcome aboard. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. There we go. Sports Scores bot. Yes, that's my bot. That is my bot. George over at the top of the key. Yabusele gets it over on the far wing of the three-point line. Oubre tries to go inside, but the ball gets deflected, and it goes out of bounds. Oubre lost it. And it'll be Minnesota ball. The Timberwolves are 16-14 at home, have a 33-29 overall record, and it'll be Philadelphia ball, right? It's going to be Timberwolves ball, excuse me. Julius Randle will step back on in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Here's Edwards on the drive to the basket. Oubre from behind says no. Gotta tell you, man. Kelly Oubre. Say what you want about how reckless he can be at times. That man gives you A+ effort on any given day. Dante DiVincenzo over on the logo tries to give it back over to Naz Reid. Reid can't make the layup, and we have a shot clock violation called on Minnesota. What's up? Stoney says to make him look stupid. I don't know. Well, that's all I wanted to hear. I wanted to just hear answers. I like it when people participate. Grimes with a step-back three-pointer from the far corner. Jackpot! 43-33, Quentin Grimes with another bucket, give him 14 points. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. DiVincenzo on the drive to the basket, tries to lay it up and in. Yabusele gets the rebound. Grimes gets the outlet pass, goes downhill, makes a right-handed layup, and he scored the last 5 points for the Sixers. Timeout taken by Chris Finch. And the Sixers, they trail by 8 points with 5:50 left to go in quarter number 2. They'll be back in just a few moments. Sixers are getting outscored 19-13. I just don't get why we're playing Paul George. I mean, just sit him down. Sit him down. We're not winning anything, man. We gotta continue to go down this tankathon route. I'll be honest, he said that he wanted to win a championship. I don't see that happening this year, says Stoney. You know, I was trying to be optimistic today. Just kidding. I understand where you're coming from. I want to be optimistic too, but guess what? I've been saying this to people. I wasn't mocking you. I was mocking other people that have come at me and that have come at RB and that have come at DJ Eastwood and all these other people that cover the Sixers that are saying, well, you guys want us to tank because guess what? You guys don't care about our team. That is a flat out lie. Why is that a flat out lie? Because guess what? RB put it the best way. If you're trying to buy a stock, okay, you're investing for something that is long-term, going to grow, right? And you try to see how that stock does over time, and you want to make an investment that's going to do well in the future. You got to have, you can't just do something that's going to succeed like right now. Like that just doesn't happen. When you're investing your time into whatever it is, you're spending that time figuring out how to get ready for building something special, and that thing takes time. Okay, it doesn't just happen. Money doesn't just grow on trees, folks. Championships don't just grow on trees. That's not how it works. Embiid's not healthy, right? Paul George is clearly not healthy and just hasn't been playing really well. So why would you sacrifice trying to get another asset for thinking that you can go out there and win a title when realistically, I don't even know if you can even make it into the first round? Just doesn't happen in one day. Did God create the earth in one day? No. Whether you believe in God or not, that's another discussion. I don't mean to open up that can of worms, but you guys understand the saying. 43-35 is the score. Minnesota has an 8-point lead. Raptors are winning. That's great. Beautiful. Raptors are winning. Brooklyn is losing. We don't really care about that. Actually, yes, we do. We want Brooklyn to lose. Or actually, no. We want Brooklyn to win. We want Brooklyn to win, so that kind of does matter. Dante DiVincenzo tries to go to the basket with a finger roll finish. He can't do so. Butler gets the rebound, goes coast to coast, and he chirps in front of Anthony Edwards. I like the chirping because that's going to make Anthony Edwards more hungry, so that's nice. Edwards goes down the lane, loses the ball, gets it back, though, and he'll dribble it back outside. Edwards wants to dance all over Yabusele. He takes him right over to School and finishes with a high arcing layup to make it an 8-point lead. 45-37, that's the score. Paul George is more focused now. He's just not doing his podcast, baby. Nope. 45-37, Yabusele takes on Naz Reid, or Julius Randle, that is, and hits the little baby hook. And Edwards will get the ball back. The Sixers' defense has not been so good in this game. When have they really put up a good stellar performance on defense this year? It's been a while. Randle for a tray. George rebounds, swings it outside to Yabusele. It was a bad pass. Yabusele, though, got it. Dante DiVincenzo blitzed him, and Yabusele throws it down with two hands. It's a 4-point ball game, and the Sixers on an 11-2 scoring run over the last 2 minutes. Randall on the drive to the basket gives it outside on the perimeter of the three-point line over to Anthony Edwards. He was on the far corner. Will try to take on Quentin Grimes. A pass outside of the shot and a three by McDaniels. No good. And Oubre comes away with his 4th rebound of the game. Actually, that's only his 2nd rebound. I was looking at the wrong stat. Grimes finishing through traffic and hits the layup again. Back to a 2-point game. And the Sixers now on a 13-2 scoring run. Edwards with some space. A far wing 3. Connects. Anthony Edwards shines 3 fingers in the face of Quentin Grimes. He's been going toe-to-toe with him. 18 points for Grimes, 15 for Ant-Man. George with a step-back three-pointer. That one short. Yabu, offensive rebound. George was thinking about going up for a second try. He'll drive it inside towards the paint, and he lays it up and in. It's back to a 3-point game. Jalen Clark has the rock and gets called for a turnover. He pushed his defender out of bounds. That was Kelly Oubre Jr., and the Sixers will get the ball back. See the cartoon I sent a PG giving up the podcast, says Scott? No, I'll have to check that out. Haven't really had a chance to check my emails today, but I will check that out. I'll see if I should use that. If you guys want to become a member, okay, I want more emojis. The only way for me to get more emojis is for more members to join Philadelphia Freak Nation. And it's $2.99 a month. George with an elbow J. Can't hit it. It's a little bit strong. And Edwards is the one who grabs his miss. Naz Reid trying to roll towards the basket. Throws it away. Walker gets the interception. Grimes behind the back. Dribble moves. Goes downhill. Passes it outside to Oubre. Over to Lonnie Walker the 4th. He loses his handles. And he gets tripped up over on the deck. The whistles remain silent. There's a little tic-tac-toe pass over to Naz Reid out in transition. And easy transition offense for Minnesota as they hit the 2. Sloppy offense from Lonnie Walker the 4th, even though Quentin Grimes had some nice dribble moves and was very elusive, if you will. Yabusele, a catch-and-shoot 3. Way too long and far to the left as well. Randall has it at the elbow. He's double-teamed. He goes flopping. He loses the ball. Butler gets the steal. He's off to the races. Behind the back. Bounce pass to Oubre. And Oubre throws it down. 50-47. Edwards another 3. That's short. Yabu tips it back to Jared Butler. And Jared Butler with his 3rd rebound in just 4 minutes so far today. George resets it at the top of the key over to Quentin Grimes. Grimes on the drive. Steps back. Elbow J by Quentin. Yes! Quentin Grimes. Doesn't matter what you think. This guy can hoop. This guy is scary off the dribble. He just made Anthony Edwards look like an average guard on defense. Wow. This guy is high IQ. How did the Knicks and even Dallas give this guy up? Makes no sense. Here's another wide open dunk by McDaniels. Nobody could stay on him. It's 52-49. 55 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Holy moly, Quentin Grimes. 20 points for him, 8 for 12 from the field. He'll get it over at the top of the key. He'll drive it over, or pass it over to Yabusele, and Yabu is fouled by Ant-Man. I'm telling you, this guy is a baller. This guy can play. And Daryl Morey, say what you want about him as a president of basketball operations, GM. This guy, Quentin Grimes, needs to be locked up as a Sixer next year. First foul shot by Yabu. Hits the front iron and trickles towards the left side. And he misses it. Ever since Grimes has joined the Sixers, this man is averaging 16.5 points per game in just 10 games. He was only averaging 6 with Dallas. Wild. He's also shooting 50.5% from the field and 38% from three-point range as well. And here we go. Second foul shot by Abu.
Excellent.
52-50. Sixers trail by 2 points. 20 seconds differentiating the shot left from the game clock. Edwards steps back, goes up for a line drive three, and sinks it from the top of the key. Ant-Man, give him 20 points. Or 18 points, that is, and now he's 2 for 5 from three-point range. Grimes and Edwards. It's been quite a battle between the both of them. Grimes will give it up over to George for a catch-and-shoot three on the near wing. Can't get it. Rebound by Doughton Jr. George, second try. Yes! Paul George steps up and hits a three-pointer, a high arcing three from the top of the perimeter, and it's back to a 2-point game. 9 seconds to go in quarter number 2, and a whistle called. It's a personal foul on Quentin Grimes. Man, Paul George just had to do that for you. I'm sorry, Jane. Of course, PG wants to try now. 5 seconds left to go. A catch-and-shoot three. No good by Minnesota. Second try, though. That's up and in. 57-53 with 0.6 seconds to go. George with a three-quarters court shot. Puts it up. Can't put it in. And Julius Randle, did he get a technical foul called on him or something? I don't know. But he was looking at the referee, not happy with something. Shoot. Oh, well. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Paul George just had to hit a shot and help you out, right? He had to help you. Paul George needed to come in and rescue the day. If there's any positives right now, we're going to take a look at some of these scores. Okay, so let's do that right now. Where's my window capture? It's right here. It's right here. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this guy. Zoom on in. We'll zoom in. All right, so here's some of the scores. We got Houston taking on Indiana. Okay. Does that game really matter? Not really. This is the game that matters here. Toronto versus Orlando. Do you see this? It is currently 78-71. If Toronto wins and if Philadelphia loses, they increase their chances to getting into a top 5, potentially a top 5 draft pick for this year's NBA draft. We don't really care about the Hawks game. That doesn't matter. We don't care about the Knicks game, even though it would be nice for the Knicks to lose as a Sixers fan. The Bulls lead at 58-57. So if you're rooting for the Sixers to get into that 10 seed, then there you have it. It's 58-57. Brooklyn, they're down 31-27 with 11 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the second quarter. They're currently tied with the Sixers. So if you want them to get the 10 seed, they're going to have to lose. If you want the Sixers to get a top pick, then you're going to need them to win. So I hope that makes sense. New Orleans versus the Lakers. We would really like New Orleans to try to beat the Lakers, but that's really not going to matter because the Sixers are so far behind them. Anyways, it's going to be tough to get a top 3 seed, but that's where they stand right now. So that is what's going on. If the Sixers want to tank, you need Brooklyn to win. And on top of that, you're going to need Toronto to win. If you don't want the Sixers to tank, you need Brooklyn to lose, the Sixers to win, and the Bulls to lose. Hopefully that makes sense. We got 19 people tuning on in. Shout out to all 19 people, man. You know, I do not take you guys for granted, man. Let's go back to the monologue screen. Why on earth is Paul George playing in this game? I know I've said it a couple of times, but it doesn't make sense to me. This guy has had a lot of injury problems this year. We're not going anywhere. We're not trying to win a title right now. We shouldn't be trying to win a title right now because we just don't have enough, and it doesn't make sense. We need to go after another asset, another draft pick that could help us next year to be really, really good. And I don't get why the Sixers are playing Paul George. Call up people from the G League squad. Call up people that are on two-way contracts and convert some of these people to two-way contracts, if not, just to try to get them up here and give them playing time. This is the time where David Roddy needs to be playing. This is the time where Ricky Council IV needs to be playing. Jared Butler needs to be playing. Those are the guys that I want to see up here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay? No, and Adem Bona needs to be playing right now. We need to understand, we need to give the younger guys as much minutes as possible. Grimes, we know that he can ball. This guy is very, very good. And at this point, there's just no need to play him. Like, this guy is going to get a roster spot next year if the Sixers extend him, and they should. Yabusele, we know what he can do. Next year, I'm dreaming of a lineup where the Sixers have Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, right, Kelly Oubre Jr., Paul George, and Joel Embiid, and off their bench, they have Ace Bailey, guerschon Yabusele, Quentin Grimes, and Justin Edwards. Like, that's a very good 9. Even if Joel Embiid doesn't, return or like whatever it is next year, they still got Andre Drummond and they still got Adem Bona. Like, that's a good enough lineup to compete on a night-to-night basis. Just because getting that extra draft pick gives them more depth. So that's where I am. So, on the other hand, JJ, this is to be devil's advocate. And I like this. JJ, do you want to face injury with the younger guys? I think they are playing him to get more hurt, says Jane. And you know what's sad about that? Is that I think that you're right. I think that you're right, Jane. And guess what? You made a big financial investment in that guy. You're decreasing his draft stock by doing that. And guess what? You're also killing the team from getting a big asset this year. If they don't land, let me put it to you this way again. So for those of you that are wondering, what is the purpose of getting this high draft pick? Like, why do they have to fall in the top 6 or within the top 7? Because if the Sixers end up getting the 7th pick or higher, or later in the draft, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever that is, that draft pick goes to Oklahoma City. That draft pick would go to OKC. So it wouldn't be our draft pick. That's why they got to increase their chances for the NBA lottery. When is the lottery, by the way? I wrote it down. They have to increase their chances to get a top-tier pick, and the only way to increase their odds and to get bigger ping-pong balls is for them to lose more games. That's the truth. I hope that makes sense for those of you that did not know that. And by the way, we're not in the pregame show. We're actually doing a halftime show right now, JJ. You got to change that. When is the NBA lottery? The NBA lottery is on May 12th of this year. Obviously, this year. It is May 12th. And we, I think, have a Phillies game that day. What time is the Phillies game? Let's make sure that we know these things. May 12th is the NBA lottery. Phillies play at 6:45 against the St. Louis Cardinals. But yeah. So that's where we are. Guys, is this a bad mindset to have? Does this feel like it's a loser mentality? Is this a loser mentality? Seriously, I'm not like joking around. Do you really believe that the 76ers should just win the rest of the way and try to go for that 10 seed? Be real. Be real. I will not judge you. I just want to hear what your thoughts are. Like legit thoughts. Lou says tank. Tank, tank, tank. Scott says my birthday cake. Where are the tank emojis in the chat? Where are those tank emojis? The Sixers tanks. But no, seriously, give me your thoughts. Because I heard somebody come on to somebody else's stream the other day and said that, guess what, you're absolutely wrong for signing up for this. Because guess what? When have we ever incorporated losing into our mindset? It's not that we're incorporating losing for the long term in our mindset. We're trying to make an investment to help this team be really good next year. Because we know that we don't have a shot this year, and we're really close to getting what could potentially be a top-tier pick. So why waste it all? Buy some fish and buy a tank. Jane says, I think it's the smartest thing to do right now. We could be a much better team next year, says Jane. And I'm with you. Again, like, imagine a lineup where you have, like, let's go to tankathon.com, right? Let's actually look at the draft board. Okay? Where's the draft board? I'm going to post it right here so that way you guys can see it. Okay. Cooper Flagg, projected as the number 1 overall pick. He would go to Washington in this scenario. Dylan Harper would go to the Hornets. He's a guard. Okay? We're not going after a guard. We're drafting a forward, and that's why Cooper and Ace are the top picks for us. Now, Con Newpel is a guy who's 6 feet 7 inches tall. He's going to be 20. He's averaging about 16.5 points per game. You can see the stats right here. I don't know if you can. They're right here. Oh, wait. Whoops. Let's go to our live stream for a second. Sorry about that. You couldn't see that before. JJ, you were covering it. Okay. Look at these stats here. 17 points. That's not what I wanted. Con Newpel right here. If we could find a way to get this guy is not a bad three-point shooter. Averaging 16.5 points per game this year. 4.5 rebounds. We got to watch his game, and we will when Duke is on during the March Madness tournament. We will be watching this guy. But this is one guy that I have my eyes on. Because I think if we can find a way to get this guy, that'd be great. Even if they don't get Cooper Flagg, still get a good pick, says Lou. I'm with you. Flagg is legit, and he is. But this is a very talented draft class, guys. This is a really, really talented draft class. They could go after Asa Newell. Now, I don't know if he's a good three-point shooter. What do they say about Asa? What are his pros and cons? He's actually not a bad three-point shooter. They don't even say if he's a good three-point shooter. His offensive rating, his turnovers are a plus. Offensive rebounding, true shooting. They don't say that under his weaknesses, though, either. He's not a good rebounder. I don't like that. I want rebounders. It has to be a 6'7" player. We don't need any guards. We really need a center, but a power forward would be okay. Yeah, I want we got to keep Yabu, right? Like, there's no doubt about it. Yabusele needs to come back. But Noah Esengwe, let's look at him. Is he a good three-point shooter? No, he's not. He's not a good three-point shooter, but he's a good rebounder. He's going to get in turnovers. And look, the three-point shooting, I trust Daryl Morey with this because, look, Tyrese Maxey was not a good three-point shooter in college. Goes from shooting 29% to 43% during his first NBA year. That's impressive. Right? That's really impressive for whoever it is. JJ Fever are going to have a fun summer. Yeah. Love the Indiana Fever. Fever are going to have a good summer. They have talent. But the Sixers, they got to make a good investment. I also would like a power forward too. A power forward / small forward who's like 6 feet 8 inches tall, that type of a thing. But we gotta keep Yabu, and we gotta keep Quentin Grimes, because guard is actually a good position now for us. I like Maxey, McCain, and Grimes. That's a very, very good guard lineup. They can always try to get a point. They could always try to get another guard later in the draft. They have the 35th pick. That site's awesome. I got to write that down. Yes. Yes, it is. There's some good sites out there, man. I call them Easter eggs. That's what I call them. Easter eggs. But I wanted to just take a look at that because, again, we're going to be watching March Madness. We'll see about Con Newpel. We'll see about Noah Esengwe, even though he's not going to be in the March Madness tournament. He's playing overseas. But some of these other guys, we'll get to take a look at them. Liam McNeely might be a good pick. He's from UConn. He's a small forward, but he's 6 feet 8 inches tall. If we can get another good three-point shooter who's a forward, I think that's fine. All right, we start off the third quarter. It's 57-55. Minnesota has the ball. They can't make a layup on the other side. George finds a cutting Kelly Oubre Jr. over towards the basket, and Oubre throws it down with one hand, and we are tied at 57 apiece. Conley at the foul line. He's at the nail, and he'll give it back outside over to Anthony Edwards. Edwards almost throws it away. The hot potato goes into the hands of Naz Reid, and a step-back skyhook, no good. Rebound by George. Grimes inside the three-point line and dumps it off to Oubre. More dribble handoffs. Oubre still has the ball over at the far elbow. Sixers go from left to right. He'll bounce it inside to Drummond. Drummond initiates the contact. He wanted the foul call there. Wasn't even going to. He flopped. He absolutely flopped. So Cooper Flagg is going pro. Just 1 year at Duke. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Here's Naz Reid with a little floater, a turnaround floater. And that makes it now a 59-57 game. So it is a 2-point lead for Minnesota. Grimes trying to bully Mike Conley down low. Drummond wide open for three, and it just hits the front of the rim. Every time he shoots it, it looks just so cringe. You know, you just glimpse a little bit because it's like the form looks just a little bit weird. Edwards on the perimeter. Julius Randle loses track of the ball. It's stolen by Grimes. Yabusele slows up, tries to go up with a layup over Anthony Edwards, and reties the game 59-59. Continue to like and subscribe, folks. We need 28 more subs for us to get to 4,900. The road to 5K for MLB opening day continues. And another turnover by Minnesota. as Conley throws it away. George gets a lot of space and puts up a three-pointer, and it hits off the front iron. Board belongs to Julius Randle. Outlet pass downhill to Jaden Daniels, and Daniels sizes up Andre Drummond and just sort of shies away from the basket, but he still gets the baseline layup to go. And another foul called on the Sixers. Or on Minnesota, that is. Excuse me. That site is clutch. Yes, it is. I think I read that comment before. Sony says I go for a JJ. Tobias! What's going on, man? What's going on, man? 61-59, Minnesota has the ball. Edwards with a bounce pass to Naz Reid, another three. I mean, that guy just can't be stopped. Naz Reid has just been hitting his shots like he's Al Horford against the Sixers. You leave him wide open, he's going to can it. 64-59, Minnesota up by 5. Drummond goes into the lane, misses a layup, and he's fouled, though. I was surprised that they actually called that. Very surprised. My bot's working on Twitch. Nobody wants to comment on Twitch. Actually, we only have one viewer, so that's just me. We got 19 people on there watching, 21 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Toronto is up by 6 with 6:40 to go in the fourth. We'll stay on if the game is going to be on, and we'll see how that one ends, because why not? 64-60, the foul shot by Drummond. He knocks it down. Oh, wait, that's in the fourth. We're in the third. I'm sorry. So that game is going to be over before ours anyways. We'll stay on for the Nets one, though, to see if they win. Sixers come away with a steal. Grimes dumps it back off over to Yabusele for a three, and he ties the game. Guerschon Yabusele being clutch for the Philadelphia 76ers. And he ties the game 64-64. The Sixers are just 5 for 21 from downtown. Edwards trying to take on Yabusele. Great defense by Yabu. Here's Anthony Edwards, who tries to go up with a shot, and Andre Drummond tried to block it, but it went above the rim, and because of that, it'll be a goaltending called on Minnesota. Let's see again. Did Drummond? It's pretty close. Sixers are gonna challenge it. They are. They will challenge this to see if it is a goaltending. See, this is how we know that the Sixers are actually trying to win this game. This is how we know. They are trying to win. And yet they are just that bad, guys. What's up there in Philly? What's up here in Philly? Cold temperatures. A terrible basketball team, and an NFL parade on Broad Street. That's what's been up here. Bro, they're seriously challenging this call because they want to try to win. That's how you know. What is the point? They're not even trying to lose these games. That's the funny part about this. Nick Nurse the other night knew that Andre Drummond was hot and decided to still play him over a Dembona. Because Andre Drummond had the hot hand. And he didn't want to bench Yabusele, even though what's his name on their bench was a -20. This coach is trying to win. Still, that's why Paul George is playing. I get it now. The call is going to be overturned, and the Sixers are going to retain their challenge, retain their timeouts. That's why Grimes is playing. That's why Paul George is playing. They are trying to win this. Gosh. This team can't do anything right. They can't do anything right. If they weren't trying to win this, they wouldn't have challenged that. They would not have challenged that. It is 64-64. Again, the Raptors, they lead it by 4 out in Orlando with 5 minutes to go. Quentin Grimes will have the rock with 7:40 left in the third quarter. Grimes gets it over at the logo, dribbles with the right hand, swings it outside to Yabusele. Another wide open three by Guerschon. In and out it goes. Thank goodness. Just kidding. Mike Conley comes up with a rebound. And Anthony Edwards has it over at the top of the key. Conley towards the baseline, throws it over towards the other side. And Jaden McDaniels throws it down with two hands. So gets the two-handed jam to go. 66-64. George penetrating the offense for the Sixers. And he'll give it back to Andre Drummond at the top of the perimeter. George wide open for a three-pointer. Way too short. And Paul George, he is 1 for 6 from beyond the arc tonight. And just a 7.6 rebounds and 6 assists as well. Timberwolves with the ball. A catch-and-shoot three by Randall. Don't know why he shot that over Andre Drummond. It was contested, and a rebound belongs to Philadelphia again. George on the far elbow, crosses over a couple of times, wants to cross over again, take on Naz Reid himself, and the floater is way too strong. Way too strong. Edwards another board. Pump fake. Three-pointer from the far wing. And it's off. Off target at the target center. Grimes will try to go coast to coast. And he lays it up. Lays it in. This guy is just like a running back. Just going downhill with a head of steam. And just doing a lot with the handles and making every single defender think on their feet. Minnesota unties the knot as Conley hits a little driving layup, and that makes it 68-66. 5:43 to go. Grimes, another shot, and he nails it again from the top of the key. 25 for Quentin Grimes, and he is playing like a superstar over these last 3 games. Edwards outside to Reed, a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. No good. Offensive rebound. Conley with the second try, and he says, thank you very much. 71-69 Minnesota. Right in the seesaw with Philadelphia. Yabusele gives it up over to Kelly Oubre Jr. Oubre at the top of the key. Goes over towards the nail. Floats it up and then with the offhand. And ties this baby up with 5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. What's going on, Jorge? I saw you before. What's up with you, man? How are you? Conley with a give and go to Randall. Randall kicks it outside to Edwards. He pump fakes. He pump fakes again. Gives it back over to Randall. McDaniels to Conley for a step back three. No. Conley gets the rebound and he hands it off to Randall. And Randall fizzles his way towards the basket and lays it up and lays it in. And he's fouled by Drummond. Let's see, the Sixers tonight, how much are they getting out-rebounded? They are getting out-rebounded 30-27, so not so bad. Drummond, again, we mentioned that Quentin Grimes has 25 points. He's 10 for 15 from the field. Oubre has 14, and Yabu is 12. And Drummond with 7 rebounds and 2 points, 2 assists, and 1 block as well. Grimes has played in 30 minutes, and over the last 3 games so far, he has put up a total of 81 points. Coming into this game, he was 24 for 39 over his last 2 games from the field. He was 6 for 9 from 3 against Golden State, 0 for 5 from 3 versus Portland, but he's picked up where he left off against the Golden State Warriors. Drummond now stick a seat. He has 4 fouls. Grimes gets the inbound passes. The free throw is good. Grimes over at the target center sign. Goes over towards the lane. Kicks it out to Jared Butler. A catch-and-shoot 3 by Butler. Too strong. Grimes tries to get the rebound. Minnesota touched it last. And Grimes couldn't tell in real time. But it'll be a Minnesota ball. Grimes is getting a good contract after this season. Yes, he is. Absolutely he is. Again, he's playing like a superstar out there. Edwards throws it away, and it'll be Sixers ball again. 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Toronto only up by 3 against the Orlando Magic, and there's 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Butler throws it away, intercepted by McDaniels. McDaniels goes down Broadway, and he's able to finish at the rim and shake and bake it to make a 5-point lead for Minnesota. Sixers defense out in transition has been the same old story and the same old thing. Grimes downhill to Yabusele. A reverse layup is up and in. Went towards that right side of the rim and leaned down, put up a shot, got it, and he'll commit a foul on the other side as McDaniels gets into a lot of traffic, and he'll penetrate and hesitate, but he'll go to the line for another pair of foul shots. 76 points for Minnesota. They have outscored the Sixers 19-18 in this third quarter so far, and still a lot of time to go. They still have another fourth quarter, another quarter to play in. Free throw number 1 connects. How much do the Philadelphia 76ers pay Quentin Grimes? And how many years? The free throw is good to make it now a 78-73 game. Jaden McDaniels, 15 points and 3 rebounds. Yabu will dump it off to Lonnie Walker the fourth. Walker on the drive to the basket, can't lay it in. Oubre with the mad hops, though, throws it down with 2 hands. Timeout taken at the 3:01 marker. Philadelphia down by 3. And they'll be back in the flash. Flyers lost. They lost 6-3 tonight against Calgary. Let's take a look at the NHL standings, because I'm curious. I'm very, very curious about this. How many points do we have? So we have 62. And how does this work again? Why do I always forget? It's the top 4 teams, right, from each division. Neil says, I think it's going to be expensive. I won't get distracted by this. But I want to know what Quentin Grimes' salary is right now. He was on a 4-year, $11 million contract. If we can find a way to get him on a 2-year, $20 million contract, I'd say that that's a very good deal. 2-year, $20 million contract, I will take that. We don't have to pay McKean yet. I think that's a good deal. I legitimately believe that with this squad next year, along with another draft pick, can actually get it done. I do feel that way. The issue is there's only going to be so many mouths to feed. That's the issue. But you can see that when they're hustling and when they're playing back and forth and when they're not playing 5-on-4, we're going to get to the point next year where we're going to say, if Joel's not healthy and we still have him, they're better without Embiid. What did he turn down in Dallas? Great question. I don't know if he turned down a contract. I just don't think that they extended him. Oh, wait. Yes, he did. He turned down a potential long-term deal with Dallas to play out the rest of the season and test free agency. How much was Dallas going to pay Quentin Grimes? How much was Dallas going to pay Quentin Grimes? He's owed $20 million this season. That's Caleb Martin. Doesn't say. Oh. He rejected a similar deal at the extension deadline that Najee Marshall received. 3 years, $27 million. He's going to get 20. 3 years, $27 million. Oubre tries to go down the lane, and we have a very late foul call on Minnesota. So he rejected the 3-year, $27 million contract. So he's going to get 15 at the very, very least. Good for him. Grimes is going to go to the line. First free throw by Quentin. He swishes it. Remember, he was 0 for 5 from the line against Golden State. They called a technical foul on Naz Reid. That's why he was at the line. Maybe 3 years, 35. 3 years, 35 would be great. But if he rejected, that's like what, an extra $2 million for the next couple of years? I don't think he's going to do that. You know, it would have to. That would be cheap, I feel like. I know an extra $2 million for me is like a lot, but for that, there's going to be other teams that do it. First foul shot by Oubre is good. Second free throw hits off the front side of the rim. Michkov did lose, or the Flyers did lose, but Michkov got his 20th goal, so congratulations to him. All right, 78-76. As DiVincenzo can't buy a bucket. Dante DiVincenzo, he's been struggling today. Guy that only has 3 points off the bench. And Kelly Oubre turns it over. DiVincenzo gets it back over at the logo. Definitely destroyed the Sixers last year in the playoffs. We remember that. DiVincenzo at the top of the key, throws an over-the-head pass downhill over to Naz Reid. Reid gets the feed and puts it in. 1 minute, 40 seconds left remaining in the third quarter. Oubre to Yabusele. They dribble it around the timeline. And Quentin Grimes has it. He has a double team coming on him. Tries to finish through traffic. Whistles remain silent. Yabusele gets the rebound, and now there's a whistle. And it's going to be on Quentin Grimes. And Nick Nurse puts his hands up in the air. Less than 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Raptors and the Magic are tied 111 to 111. Come on, Toronto. Come on, Toronto. We're keeping our eyes on that score. Clark has it at the top of the key. Gives it back to DiVincenzo, who goes down over on the baseline. Throws it inside to Naz Reid. The ball gets knocked loose by Paul George. It's stolen by yabusele, and we have a foul called. 4.8 seconds left in the game of Orlando and Toronto. Wow. Come on, Toronto. Jared Butler outside over to guerschon yabusele. Yabu to George. George downhill. Hands it off to Walker. Walker back to Butler. Inside, outside to yabusele for three. And he airballs it. Magic lead it by 1 point with 4.8 seconds to go in that game. Another three by Naz Reid. He can't get it to go. George gets the rebound. George with an outlet pass to Walker. Edwards over to Oubre for a tray. No. Yabu tips it back out to Lonnie Walker, and the Sixers will reset it. Banchero does make the second foul shot, and the Raptors do call a timeout. They have one more left, it looks like. All right, it's 80-76 with 26.8 seconds to go in the third quarter here. Keeping our eyes on this Toronto game. If Toronto wins, that increases the Sixers' odds of getting a top 5 pick. First free throw is good. That is by Jared Butler. Butler with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Yabu is going to step out for a quick second and take a breather. Second free throw by Butler. He makes it, and it's now a 2-point game. Excellent. 25 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Minnesota has the rock. There's 2 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. Conley has it, and he's in no particular hurry. Conley at the logo. Conley, what's he going to do? He takes it towards the right side. He goes down the lane. Tries to find Naz Reid. That's intercepted by the Sixers. 6 seconds to go. Oubre on the drive towards the basket. Tries to lay it up and in, and he does. And we're tied at 80 apiece. And the Timberwolves get it back. Mike Conley Jr. with a half-court shot. He got it. It's a buzzer beater. It was a half-court shot, and that makes it 83-80. Wow. Did he get it off in time? He did. He got it off with 0.2 of a second and hit it from half court. All right, here we go. Back to the Raptors game. Jacoby Walter for 3. Got it! Jacoby Walter for the Toronto Raptors. Got the shot off right at the buzzer. And the Raptors are 0.1 seconds away from coming back to beat the Magic. Holy moly. They call a timeout. They have 1/10 of a second to go. Holy moly. The Toronto Raptors. Wow. Walter just hit a 3. They were down by 2 with 4 seconds to go. And the Magic are down by 1. How? There's still time left. They will actually add 0.4 of a second, I think, to the clock. Holy moly. Let's put that game on down here. Where is that? It is 114 to 113. Wow. That's insane. If Toronto wins and the Sixers lose, that increases the Sixers' chances of potentially getting a top 5 pick. That's insane. There's 0.5 of a second to go. And this is not the Flyers score. This is the Raptors score. Jeez. 114, 113. The Raptors just hit a 3 and took the lead. Orlando put up 40 points in the fourth quarter, and the Raptors may have just saved themselves. Both teams are out of timeouts. They have time to tip it. They do. They do have time to tip it. 83-80 Minnesota. They lead it by 3 points against the Philadelphia 76ers. Grimes with 26 points. Magic, Wendell Carter Jr. comes on in. They can't make the shot off, and the Toronto Raptors complete the comeback against the Magic, and the tankathon continues for Philadelphia. Thank you, Toronto. Jeez. Jacoby Walter with the shot of his life. That is insane. 83-80 as we start off the fourth quarter. Sixers got to take care of business too. Wide open 3. That's up and in for Minnesota to make it 86-80. Are you kidding me? That's wild. That is absolutely insane. Okay, so let's go back to this. Put this back up. Nope, that's not what we wanted. That is not what we wanted. Grimes with another shot. He puts it up and puts it in for the Philadelphia 76ers. Cuts the deficit back over to 4. 86-82. Did Jane just leave? Did Jane leave? Oh, no. Another step back 3, and that's good by Minnesota. Naz Reid, that is his 4th three-pointer that he has knocked down today. That makes it 89-82. They walked it off, Toronto, almost. Hit a shot with 0.5 of a second, and it was a 3 by Jacoby Walter. Drummond tries to put up a little layup, and he got it. 89-84. 5-point game with 10:40 left in the fourth quarter. Reed to DiVincenzo. He tries to get some space. Reed will get it back, and a catch-and-shoot 3 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Bullseye! 92-84. And a timeout taken by Nick Nurse. And the 76ers will be right back. Thank you, Toronto, man. Seriously. That's insane. That is absolutely wild. So where does this put the Sixers now? Where does this put them now? So that means if the Sixers lose, then they're 2 games behind Toronto. 2 games. 2 games behind Toronto from getting into that top 5 and having a good chance of getting a top 5 draft pick. That's great. Very, very good. And actually, New Orleans, they're in the top. They're the 4 seed, so they could. They play against the Lakers tonight, right? They do. They play at 10:30. It'd be nice if the Lakers could lose to New Orleans. That'd be kind of nice. I can't believe Toronto hit a clutch 3 in Orlando. It's wild. Everybody sub to JJGO. What's up, Gio? Stoney says I go for a JJ. 16.5 points a game is not bad. For Quentin Grimes, yeah. I agree with that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, folks. To tank or not to tank is the question. 92-84, Minnesota in the driver's seat right now. Okay. Jane probably couldn't get over the loss, so she had to leave. Brooklyn is down by 5 with 8:55 to go in the third quarter. They're playing the Spurs. The Bulls are down by 5 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I have this gut feeling, what if... Wouldn't it be kind of funny if the two Western Conference teams just keep winning and the Sixers somehow, some way finish in the bottom 5 but yet get into the play-in tournament? The foul shot is up and in. They call a technical foul on Nick Nurse. Mike Conley hit the technical free throw. Oubre misses a layup. DiVincenzo comes up with a rebound. He dribbles around the screen, dumps it off to Naz Reid, and the right-handed floater by Naz is good. Reid 4 for 9 from 3, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists as well. And he gets the bucket off of the assist by Dante DiVincenzo. Grimes to Butler on the near wing of the three-point line. One more to Oubre for a catch-and-shoot 3. And K9 fires a strike and hits it from the far corner. 95-87 with 9.5 minutes to go in the fourth. DiVincenzo trying to get some space. Pump fakes over Jared Butler. And Reid another three-pointer. He can't be stopped. Naz Reid from 27 feet with 23 points, averaging just 14.5 points per game. Now, he did have 27 against Utah, and he did have 22 against OKC in both of those OKC games. He has been playing so well, especially in this game. The stats don't tell the full truth of how good this guy is. 98-87, Minnesota up by 11 points. The Timberwolves are 4 for 4 from 3 in this fourth quarter. Grimes is trapped and needs help, and he throws it away. Naz Reid gets the steal. The intended receiver was Guerschon Yabusele. DiVincenzo wide open for 3. Swish goes the basketball. And it's 101-87. Another timeout burned by the Sixers. Good. I will never forget, guys. There was one time, and I can say this now. Okay. We had at the radio station, right? This was when I was in college. The Blue Coats were in the G League Finals. Okay? And they needed somebody. They needed 2 people to be at the station on Thursday. That was their next game. They're playing in the G League Finals, okay? They were down 0-1 in the series. Okay, we can say this now. I had a friend with me who was covering the game with me, and we were praying to God that we didn't have to do the Thursday night game because it was our radio banquet that night. So we're in the studio. We're watching the game. The announcers are broadcasting it. The Blue Coats were down by a lot of points, and they came back And they won that game. And we were so scared. We were like, please do not give us a shift to work this game. Because we really did not want to miss that banquet. And I bring that up because I sort of feel like that's like the same thing here in a sense. We're not rooting for them to lose, but we're rooting for a different type of an outcome to help the Sixers. Except that other outcome was to help us not miss the banquet. I don't know if that makes sense, but that was really, really funny. I did not miss the banquet. They actually ended up winning that game, and it was nice because I really, really wanted to go to that banquet. I did. And I got to go. We ate some good food, and it was a good night. It was a great, great night. I miss my college radio station days. It was fun. 101-87, Minnesota. Up in front by 14 points. We got 24 likes. We got 16 concurrent viewers on here. Hit that thumbs up button, baby. 8:43 to go in the fourth quarter. A 21-7 run since the end of the third quarter by Minnesota. All right, here's a catch and shoot three by Lonnie Walker the fourth. In and out it goes by Conley Jr. Able to snatch another rebound. 8:25 left to be played in the fourth quarter. Conley throws it over to Naz Reid. He tips it to himself. DiVincenzo off of a catch and shoot. Tries to put up a three-pointer. Can't do so. Walker loses the ball. And we have a loose ball foul called on Minnesota. Continue to like and subscribe. 28 more subs for us to get to 49 hundo. Let's go. Feel free to like and feel free to subscribe as well. 101-87. Oubre has the ball at the Toyota sign. And he'll bounce it over to guerschon Yabusele. Grimes over on the elbow. Puts up a two. Quentin Grimes says we're not done yet. 101-89. Grimes with 33 and 2. Notice how we said that. 30 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists as well. There's a foul called on the other side, I believe. Actually, sorry, the Sixers will get the inbound. There was no foul. The ball actually went out of bounds. If you're tuning on Twitch, hello. Welcome on in. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel as well. We've been live for, 2 hours and 7 minutes and 40 seconds. 101-89. Butler on the drive to the basket. Can't get the soft touch to go. The rebound goes to Butler, though, as he throws it into the backcourt. Dante DiVincenzo will tip it over to Naz Reid, and Reid lays it in. That's actually, Nico Alexander Walker who lays it up and in. I always get confused between Reid and Alexander Walker. Grimes goes downhill, gets it blocked by Naz Reid, and Grimes did touch it last. 103-89 and less than 7 minutes to go in quarter number 4, and the T-Wolves will call for a timeout. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. This is the only team that the Sixers have not played at all this year, and that is the Minnesota Timberwolves. The next time that they play them will be in Philadelphia on April 5th. That's when the game will be. Conley is over at the logo, dribbles with the left hand, steps back over towards the elbow, and passes it back over to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who lays it up and lays it in, and makes it a 16-point lead for Minnesota with 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go. After this, we will be doing a little post-game show, and then we'll maybe watch the end of the Brooklyn-San Antonio game, even though it's not really looking so good. It is a 19-point deficit for Brooklyn against the Spurs. 6:26 left to go in the fourth quarter, and Oubre's going to head to the foul line, and he will try to make 2 points. What the heck happened here? There we go. I was like, wait, why did that disappear? If you're tuning on in, welcome on in. Hello, everybody. Get active in the chat. Foul shot by Oubre makes it a 13-point ball game.
Excellent.
It's 105-92, 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. DiVincenzo with the bounce pass over to Julius Randle. The ball gets knocked loose by Oubre. Oubre tries to save it, and it goes out of bounds. I need Andre to get 2 more rebounds. How much money do you win? Do you get 1K? Do you get 1K, my guy? Andre Drummond is in foul trouble, so I don't think he's going to come back in. There's a catch-and-shoot 3 by DiVincenzo. Swish goes the basketball. A flamethrower from Dante DiVincenzo. And that makes it 108-92. Butler towards the right side. Goes towards the left and passes it over to Oubre. He'll cross over a couple of times. He wants to dance all over Julius Randle. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. ISO three-pointer by Butler. And it can't get it in. Doughton Jr. fights through adversity. Grabs the rebound. Gives it back to Butler. Butler to Yabu. It's denied and rejected. But we do have a whistle called on Dante DiVincenzo. Thanks, so gotta go. Ugh. He might come back in. We'll see. I just don't think he will. He is in foul trouble. Yabusele is at the charity stripe. The first free throw gets the friendly roll. Drummond is back in there, I think. Hold up. Not yet. He does have 4 personal fouls. Yabusele at the line for 1 more. He knocks it down, and it's 108-94. He might come back in. He really might. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter as Randle goes down the lane, puts up a 2, and makes it. Because I think Nick Nurse is trying to still win this game, so he might come back in. We'll see, though. 110-94. Oubre gets the dribble handoff. And what's he going to do now? Butler at the top of the key. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. Walker on the drive to the basket. Tries to put up a little floater inside. No, he grabs his own rebound from the ground, but he throws it away to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Walker trying to get out of traffic. Gives it back to Dante DiVincenzo at the target center side. They'll swing it inside. And another baseline jumper. That's good by Jaden McDaniels. And it's 112-94. There's Paul George over on the bench. And now I don't think he's going to come back in. Oubre down low to Yabu. And Yabusele with the little reverse layup makes it a 16-point deficit. Sixers are down 112-96. Alexander Walker on the elbow, heads down the lane, puts up a 2 and 1. And Lonnie Walker, the fourth, called for a shooting foul. The Cavs are up 104-101 with 8:41 left to go. That is in the fourth quarter. Is the Spurs game on TV? That's what I want to know. 115 to 96. It's actually 114 to 96. It's been a 34 to 16 run ever since the end of the third quarter. We do have a post-game show, and then we'll see how the Spurs game is going. And if it's getting closer to maybe within 12 going into the fourth quarter, then we'll do it. 4:10 left to be played in the fourth quarter. A layup by Jared Butler. Got it to go. Timeout taken by Chris Finch. And the Sixers will be right back. Excuse. What are we at? The 2-hour, 15-minute marker. Again, continue to like and subscribe. We need 30 more views, guys, to get us to 300. I appreciate all you guys for being on here, man. I really do. It's been a fun ride for us this year as far as getting to know you guys. I know that the Sixers have had a down year, but I, again, just want to let you all know that I truly, truly appreciate all the love and the support that you guys have been giving us. I really mean that from the bottom of my lovely, lovely heart. Let's see here. Tell me what's worse. The process, the process, the 9-72 season, or this. Let me know. I think this is worse than the process. Randall with a step back, foul line. Jay connects. 117 to 98 as he hit it from the foul line. 16, 8, and 5 for Julius Randle. Council with a little teardrop, can't get it. And the rebound goes to Minnesota. And this is just about over, it looks like. 117-98, 3:32 left to go in the fourth quarter. Dante DiVincenzo saying goodnight to Philadelphia as he hits the late shot to put them up 22 points. And with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go, that should pretty much wrap it up. Butler is fouled for Philadelphia. If the Sixers decide not to tank, is Nick Nurse going to be fired? If they decide to tank, is Nick Nurse going to be fired? I think it's a lose-lose situation in both ways, folks. I do. Doughton will inbound it for the Philadelphia 76ers, and there's a Dembona. They'll dump it off over to Jared Butler again. Is Grimes still out there? David Roddy's coming on in, and they lose the ball. It's 120 to 98, but there's a foul on Minnesota. So the Sixers will play Boston on Thursday. Then they play the Jazz on Sunday, the Hawks on Monday, the Raptors on Wednesday. Look out for that game. And then the Pacers on Friday. I think that they could lose 4 out of the next 5. I do. Butler's at the line, and he makes the first free throw. Even though it would be nice for them if they did lose to Utah. Sixers currently tied with the Brooklyn Nets. They're 21 and 39. Both teams. as they stand right now. Spurs are up 95-70. Stephon Castle is 11 points. Devin Vassell is 30. There's no Wembanyama. Chris Paul has 8 points and 7 assists. And Bismack Biyombo still in the league, 13 points and 12 rebounds for him. Floater is good by Minnesota, and they now lead it by 23 points. So they have their four stringers out. There's Luka Garza, another guy that I got to cover in the G League. Jeff Doughton Jr. is holding on to his left knee, and he gets into a sitting position. He'll get some help up by Adem Bona. He says he's in some pain. We got 15 people still tuning in on here. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on. Stoney says, thank you, JJ. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Come on over to the horizontal stream if you want. There's more people on there. Doughton's first free throw, swish. 122-100. It's just crazy. If you were the GM, if you were Daryl Morey, you had to give an end-of-the-season press conference today, and you had to apologize to the fan base, what would you say? Jeff Doughton Jr. gets fouled with 2:09 to go. Sixers tanking to get flag. Embiid gets surgery now and is good for next season. Maxey spasms floaters next year. Yabu resigns with the Sixers. Sixers trade for KD. McCain is back next season. Quentin Grimes is him. And the Raptors won again. This is Aiden Laporta. 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And the second free throw, good by the Sixers.
Excellent.
There's Crunch, who is the mascot for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Has to be very happy with how his team has done today. Luka Garza looking to try to get the rock at the top of the key. He tries to go downhill. And there's a shot that goes up and another foul called with less than 2 minutes to go. Are the Nets stuck right now? It's 99-80 as they go into the fourth quarter. Okay. And we will have a postgame show, and we'll talk about this. Right now, for Minnesota, they lead it by 19. There's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Sixers get a rebound. So they have Alex Reese out there. He's making his Sixers debut, called up from the G League. And he loses the ball. And we have another foul called. Josh Minot is out there for Minnesota. He's 22 years old. Then you got Leonard Miller. Also have Jesse Edwards, not related to Justin Edwards. Luka Garza, of course, and Rob Dillingham. First free throw, no good. There's Justin Edwards having a little laugh on the bench with Andre Drummond. Stoney's here. He made his way over. It's like, get me out of the vertical stream. You know why I use it? Because I use it because there are people that just like that just like to listen to the game, but also it's an easier way for me to cut shorts, and that's why I like to use it. A finger roll finish inside, and that is good by Leonard Miller. to get it back to a 20-point game. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in the fourth. Doughton on the perimeter gives it back to Council. Ricky Council the fourth. A pass outside to Roddy for three. Swish. 124 to 107. And there's now 55 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Sixers are going to go on to lose their 40th game of the season. In game 61, Bono with a steal. A floater is good by Butler, and he makes it a 15-point game with 40 seconds left to go. We got a post-game show after this, folks. And then we might do the rest of the Brooklyn game if it gets closer by the time our post-game show is done. Kevin's here. What's up, man? How are you? 126-109. 10 seconds differentiated in the shot clock from the game clock. Council with a catch-and-shoot three. And they have to make it a little bit closer to make it look better. It's 126 to 112. That's what they will do. And Minnesota is going to dribble it out. And the Timberwolves, they beat the 76ers as the Sixers lose their 40th game of the season. And it's 126 to 112. Thanks for the bell, JJ. I liked it. Yeah, it brings the picture more close over the stream. Yeah, it's harder to chat on there, but it is so much easier to cut shorts that way, and I like it. It's another way for people to find the channel, whatever. It may not get as many views, but it's not really for that. You know, there's other people that like to just tune into the game that are just like, you know, I can't stand chat, like whatever. It gives them an extra route. And it's also good for us because it gives me extra shorts to cut. Nasri had 23 points today, was shot the ball 9 for 18 from the field, and did really, really good. These are my shorts. That's exactly correct. Scotty just posted the shorts down low. So the Sixers lose by a final score of 126 to 112. And so let's talk about today. Okay. Let's go to the monologue screen. And I want to hear your thoughts too, but here's what I got to say. Okay, first of all, we don't need this. This can skedaddle. There we go. And we got to change our little thing. Positives today. Please, Daryl Morey, give whatever you can to extend Quentin Grimes. Give him every single dollar that you can, because this guy is legit. That one shot that he hit off of Anthony Edwards, where he had him fooled and broke his ankles just to hit an elbow J and stared right at him. There's not a lot of guys that can do that. This guy has superstar potential, and he's showing it to you over the last couple of days. Please, for the love of God, keep this guy and sign him and make sure that he gets the money. I've seen enough. You fleeced the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, even though you had to give up an extra draft pick to go get that guy, which was not necessary. But guess what? This guy is potentially a star in the making, and he deserves a bigger contract in Philadelphia. You have the chance to produce a very good guard lineup next year with Maxey, Grimes, and McCain. I will take that any day of the week. That might be one of the best guard lineups in the NBA next year. So that is the positive that I took out of today's game, is that this guy, during this tanking process, just continues to be a very good shining light for the Sixers. Gave you 39 minutes. He was 12 for 18 from the field. This guy can play. Jared Butler played today for 25 minutes. Got you 11 points. Haven't really been too impressed with Jared Butler ever since he's come over here. But it was worth a shot. He's 24 years old, right? He's 24, and I don't know, like, he's not, like, getting, like, a lot of minutes. Like, if he were to get 28 minutes, he probably would be getting, like, 14, 15, 16 points. But he's doing some all right things off the bench. I do like Jared Butler. I think that he's okay. I think that in this type of a role, and the type of role that he would be in next year, it wouldn't be like a high-impact role. And he might be deeper in the bench. You know what I mean? He might be deeper in the bench. Cavs have just pulled away against the Chicago Bulls. They've pulled that game away. What else do we got for tonight's game? What else? What else was a positive takeaway before we get into the negatives? Oubre is a hard worker. 40 minutes, 24 points, 11 for 19 shooting-wise today. This guy's a competitor. We say it every year. Kelly Oubre defines what a Philadelphia 76er player should be. Guy that stays with plays, that works hard. Every single time he's out there, he can be reckless, and we criticize him when he misses wide-open layups, but that comes with the Kelly Oubre Jr. experience. The highs are high, and the lows are low with Oubre. Yabu, give him that money too. If he doesn't stay, I'll be bummed. I'll be bummed if Yabusele does not stay, because if only Joel Embiid had a power forward like this guy 2 or 3 years ago, the Sixers potentially could have gotten deeper. This guy is a warrior. This guy fights through so much adversity, gives it his all, and is just an absolute menace that you do not want to face. I like what he does. He's feisty. He scratches, he claws. He can catch and shoot and make threes if you leave him wide open. That's why we like Lauri Markkanen. But we don't need a catch-and-shoot power forward if we keep this guy. We just don't. Walker hit another 3 today. Played all right in 22 minutes. Saw Alex Reese out there for the first time. Thought that was funny. But yeah, that's how I feel about this game in regards to individuals. Again, I'll get to your comments in just a little bit because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to look you straight in the face right now. I think it's so sad that we have a team who's not even trying to lose, and yet they're just losing these games. It's funny, but it's really sad. Nick Nurse is trying to win. He is trying to win. He makes a challenge in the third quarter on what could have been a goaltending. It was a goaltending. And the Sixers got the ball back. This guy takes Andre Drummond out with 4 personal fouls. That's how you know he's trying to win. That is how you know that this man is still trying to compete and fight for going into this play-in tournament. He played Paul George for a while until the game got out of hand at the very beginning of the fourth quarter. Quentin Grimes was still playing 38 minutes a game. Shut everybody down and play Council, play Roddy, play the younger guys, folks. A loss is a loss. And this was a good loss for this case. But my man is still trying to play for something. Give it up. Give it up, man. It doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. My mind is boggled because, again, another thing that stands out to me is Yabu plays 36 minutes. Paul George plays 30 minutes. Oubre plays 40 minutes. And Oubre had an injury before. The guys that should be getting 35 to 40 minutes. 35 to 40 minutes he should be playing. Doughton needs to be playing 35 to 40 minutes. Look at the minutes right here. Okay. Come right here. Follow along with me. And watch this. Okay. Look at the minutes. Where are those minutes at? Right here. 30 for PG. 36 for Yabu. Only 19 for Drummond, but that's because he was in foul trouble. 40 for Oubre and 39 for Grimes. Who should be getting the minutes? Alex Reese, 4. Adembona, 8. Butler, 25. Doughton, 11. Walker, 22. And Council, 7. Edwards didn't even play today, and I was okay with that. But these 7 guys, along with David Roddy, need to be playing in every game from now on. They need to be averaging at least 22 minutes. Bona needs to be playing for 25 to 30 minutes in a game. This is the time where you give a Bona reps. This is the time where Jeff Doughton Jr. comes in and gets reps. Lonnie Walker IV. 2-year, $3 million deal. Comes in from overseas. I want this guy playing. Because I know what we have in our other players for next year. And you're risking injury. And it makes no bleeping sense. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Does that make sense to you? Not trying to be mean. Not trying to be nitpicky. But the message needs to be, get a top pick. Stoney says, I'm so sorry to say this. I don't know if you give Nick Nurse one more chance after this season or you fire him after the season. What do you think? Well, I think you give him another chance. And probably a lot of people would think I'm wrong for this. I did say fire him the other day. But in actuality, I would give him one more chance because we haven't been healthy this year. And it's not fair to an extent when you've had only one lineup consistently for 6 games. That's hard. That's really hard. They've only had one consistent lineup from 1 through 5 for 6 games. That's terrible. That's awful. So, as bad of decisions that this guy makes, at the end of the day, talent wins championships. Who are you bringing in? Unless you can go get yourself a Mike Brown or maybe a Monty Williams, which I would consider. I would consider getting Monty Williams. Then I think that you're going to have to be stuck with Nick. And again, Sixer Nation may not agree with me on this right now. But I know I said fire him the other day because they lost by 50 points, and yet he was trying. That's ugly. But is it fair to fire a head coach who has only had 7 times this year where his lineup was fully healthy and they had a consistent 1 through 5? I don't think that's fair. I don't. To be devil's advocate, though, hey, JJ, Embiid gets hurt last year. Sixers try to find a way to stay afloat. And at least they were playing competitive basketball. They were down by 29 points to New Orleans, if you remember. Or actually, it was 32 to New Orleans. They cut it to a 5-point deficit, and yet that man still coached really hard. That's true. I've said that as well. Even when they were undermanned, Nick Nurse, during that NBA play-in tournament, absolutely outcoached Eric Spoelstra. He did. He outcoached him. And the players executed. Nick Batum knew how to run through a screen and knew what he had to do as a passer. But they drew up plays to get guys open and break the zone defense. That's what they did. And so, bottom line is that I would give Nick Nurse, if I'm looking at this through a clear glass, I would give him another year. Even though it may go down as a wrong decision, because he hasn't had a consistent lineup. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. The Nets have actually cut it to a 14-point game. We'll watch the end of this. They've cut it to a 14-point game with 4 minutes and 21 seconds to go. So let's see how they do here. Let's see if the Sixers can actually increase their chances. Chris Paul just made a 3, so that does not help. But I'll be hanging out until the end of this game just to see if we can get our chances up. Stoney says, I do understand. It's a hard decision. There's no right or wrong answer. It sucks that we're in this spot. Because 2 things can be true. With the lineups that Nick Nurse has been given, last year, he maximized everything to his full potential. And we gave him a lot of praise. We saw players fighting through a lot of adversity. That's just called a timeout. So 1 second. There isn't, because I'm 50-50 with it, says Stoney. Yeah, there's literally no right or wrong answer. It just sucks. The other thing, too, and nobody talks about this. You say fire Nick Nurse. Sometimes subtraction is better. But also, who are you bringing in? If it's Mike Brown for Nick Nurse, fine. If it's Mike D'Antoni for Nick Nurse, I wouldn't do it personally. I know that that's Daryl Morey's guy, but I wouldn't do it. If it's also, who else? Mark Jackson? Sure. Van Gundy? I don't know. But who's coming on in? What are their mindset? What's their philosophy? I don't know. All right, so let's go to this Brooklyn game. Let's put this on, and we will see if the Sixers can increase their chances at getting a top pick. Where are we? It is 122 to 108. 122 to 108. It was a 23-point lead, and it's cut to a 14-point lead. Okay. With 3:05 left to go. Keon Johnson just missed a three, and Keldon Johnson grabbed his rebound. All right, come on. Come on, man. Is this on NBA TV? No, it's not on NBA TV. 124 to 110 as Fox just makes a pull-up J. Okay. But the Brooklyn Nets just scored, and they get Cameron Johnson to make a two. Devin Vassell just knocked down a three. Ew. Come on. Come on, man. 127 to 110. So if the Nets lose, they will still be tied with the 76ers. They will still be tied with the 76ers. Bismack Biyombo gets a rebound with 2:05 left to go. And it looks like the Nets are going to lose this game. Okay. Okay. We'll see. We'll go to the end of this. Keon Johnson just committed a personal foul. We're just scoreboard watching. Devin Vassell with is that a season high for him? 37 to 15. Or 37 points for him. That's pretty wild. 24 years old. That has to be a season high for Devin Vassell. That has to be. It is. What's his career high? He had 31 last year. That has to be a career high too, right? Has to be. Has to be a career high. It is. Unless he did during his rookie season. It's 127 to 110. Yeah. He didn't do it during his rookie season. So Devin Vassell with a career high 37 points. 127 to 110. 134 left to go. They just made a three, so that's nice. They just made a three. Don't know who made the shot. So it's 127 to 113. It was Derek Whitehead, that is. Spurs missed another shot. It was from Devin Vassell. 59.7 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Maxwell Lewis gets a defensive rebound off of a missed shot by Tyrese Martin with 53 seconds. And Vassell comes up with a defensive rebound there. Blake Wesley just missed a shot with 42 seconds to go. That's going to wrap it up. So the Brooklyn Nets are going to lose to the San Antonio Spurs by a final score of 127 to 113. Okay. Well, they are going to lose. But I don't know if it's going to be by that final score. But yeah. 127, 113 with 26 seconds left to go. And if we look at Tankathon right now, folks, It's right here. Where is it? Here is Tankathon right over here. Right now, the Philadelphia 76ers are 2 games behind Toronto. Did this update? Hold up 1 second. This may have not updated. It didn't update. So we are now, when we take a look at things, hold up, where is it? We're now 1.5 games behind the Raptors. And we play them next week. We're 1.5 games behind the Raptors from finishing in the final 5. It's good. That's very good. If the Pelicans could lose, that'd be very helpful too. Or the Pelicans win against the Lakers, which I don't see happening. But that would be helpful. That would be great. But yeah, good stuff. We made some ground up tonight. And our chances have gone up to get a top 4 pick. And they're probably going to go up to like 39%. That's a good day. That's a very good day. Something along those lines. All right, I'm done babbling. We've been on here for 2 hours and 51 minutes. Today was another quick basketball game, though. But I love you all to death. And I will catch each and every one of you tomorrow afternoon for another Philadelphia Phillies game. Again, the 5K for MLB opening day campaign is still alive. And we are going to get there. All right? 128 more to go. Even if we just get 3 a day, it sets us up for a good amount. And I like that. All right, love you all to death. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Go Phils. See ya. Bye.